Hi everyone, this is Stephen Kane with the Omni Foundation. It's my pleasure to introduce to you two gifted young performers, Jack and Elle Davisson. Jack is 15 years old, and his sister Elle is 13. They are part of the Davisson duo based here in the Bay Area, and they'll be featured as guitar soloists on our upcoming December 5th concert for Scott Tennant. Be sure to tune in for that. Uh, Check out the Davisson Duo on YouTube and on their Instagram. They have a lot of really great stuff up there. And in this interview, we get to learn about what pieces they'll be playing for us on the upcoming online concert with Omni. And we get to learn about their interests outside of music. We even get to meet their dog, Kiche. So thank you so much for all your support, allowing us to continue to provide you with concerts, although done virtually. If you want to make a donation, anything can help. Visit omniconcerts.com. We would really appreciate it. Hope you enjoy. Thank you. And I know that you and your sister you do a lot of stuff together as a duo. Um, and I'm looking forward to hearing you play, each doing a solo. I know that we're not really kind of set up for a duo. So this is a cool opportunity to see you guys, present something solo. How did you get started into music and the guitar in particular?
Well, getting started into music, it was probably when it was a time when I was too young to make those kinds of decisions. So it
Right.
was more of my parents' decision and they just thought guitar is a cool instrument and I think they made the right decision because I think guitar is a very unique instrument and I just think it's really cool.
Yeah. Well, it definitely shows that you think so. Um, I've been really admiring your videos on your YouTube channel and some clips on your Instagram. But one thing I've noticed in your playing in particular is that the way you play, it seems as if you're very thoughtful and everything is planned out in a way. Like everything is thought out, almost as if you're kind of like a trained ballet dancer in a way. Like, everything is well prepared, and even your movements, your hands and your arms and your gesturing and everything. Is that something that's sort of like that you haven't really thought about that comes naturally? Is that something that you've really worked on?
I think it's probably both, honestly, because some part of it is me trying to be dramatic and make this piece kind of look as good as it's going to sound. But also part of that is spontaneous. It's in the moment. You kind of feel the piece and you're just absorbed by it and you just kind of it just comes naturally at some points.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. Um, I've also been really admiring your choice of repertoire. I've seen that you kind of had this interest in like modern music. Is that something that you've always been interested in, or is that something that you've kind of just started to get more interested in recently?
Well, I think modern music is really cool because it's not it's sort of it's completely different, right? You have a whole new variety of sounds
Mhm.
compared to the sort of mainstream old dead composers that you normally think of when you think of classical music. And I
Right.
just think it's cool because it's new and it's modern and it's relevant right now because the composers are living and they're experiencing the same things in real life that you do. And I just think that adds something to the piece that you don't get in something like Bach.
What's the process like in preparing something like the Hinestera Sonata as a solo piece compared to, say, you're preparing something as a duo?
I think at the beginning of the learning process, when I learn a solo piece versus a duo piece, it starts out pretty similar. I rehearse and I learn the piece. I try and get everything down, all the musical elements. But then when you actually perform the piece and when I'm on the stage, I think it's very different because when I'm a soloist, I don't have that extra person. I don't rely on and I don't have that connection, so I can sort of just do whatever I want in the moment. But as a duo partner, I sort of have to build off the other person, and I can't just go off on random just tangents, right? I have to stick to the plan because I can't do something that's completely new and different when I have another person who's trying to follow the plan. But solo, I can do whatever I want. If I feel something, if I want to go if I want to just change dynamics or something crazy like that in the moment, I can just do that because there's no plan. It's just me, and I can really just do whatever I want.
Right. How much of you, yeah, like, is your daily practice dedicated to just solo practicing, compared to working with the duo?
Well, I think that depends on sort of what I'm working on at the moment. So right now, I'm prepping mostly solo pieces, I would say. So, but
Mhm.
it depends really. So when we work on the duo piece, we'll grind that pretty hard and focus 90% on duo, but it varies definitely.
How old were you when you actually started the guitar?
I think I was 5.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. And who do you currently study with?
I study with Christopher Mallet at the California Conservatory of Music.
What uh, what do you think makes him like such a great teacher for you?
Well, I mean, I gotta say, he's such a great teacher. I've been with him from the start. All 10 years I've had
Mhm.
him. That's just such a great thing when you've been with one person for such a long time, and that person kind of defines how you play.
Mhm. Yeah, it sounds like there's definitely a lot of like, connection and trust involved that you've built with him. Um, and he's also a pretty hilarious guy too. So um, it's definitely nice to have a little humor during all those intense lessons and things. Outside of music, is there anything that you like to do, hobbies or sports?
Oh, well, I play soccer, definitely soccer, but that's been pretty hard due to the current situation. But we
Yeah.
do still have practices. We social distance as much as we can. And I mean, we go with the flow. I mean, we try and get together whenever we can, but definitely soccer when we're not quarantining. Soccer is a big thing that I do besides guitar. Also, um, I used to do some taekwondo, but that obviously doesn't work because of COVID. Um,
Yeah.
my dog is coming in the room. She wants to say Kiche, Kiche.
Oh,
I play
really?
with my dog a lot. Kiche, Kiche, what's this? She's right there.
Hey,
Kiche,
how's it
what's
going?
here? She likes to play. I play with her a lot. So
Nice. How old is she?
I think she's 5. I'm not quite sure about that.
Is it German Shepherd?
Yeah, German Shepherd.
Oh, nice. I had a friend growing up who had one of those awesome dogs. What position do you like to play in soccer?
Defense mostly. Fullback, center back.
Yeah, I also really enjoyed playing soccer, and I've been missing it during the whole pandemic. So hopefully getting back out there soon when this all dies down. What are you currently working on now?
So I'm working on the Jericho, definitely.
Oh,
We just finished putting together a duo piece, Adoration. We recorded that a couple of weeks ago.
mhm.
And I'm about to start some new solo repertoire for a couple of competitions coming up. But right now, I think it's primarily Jericho.
All right. Well, awesome. Great talking with you, Jack. We're looking forward to hearing you. So
Thank you.
yeah, of course. Yeah, good talking with you. Hey, Elle.
Hello,
Hi, I'm
or
Steven.
someone
Nice to meet you. How are you doing?
good.
Thanks for taking the time to talk with me a little bit. I was telling your brother Jack that I was really excited to see that you both are going to be playing on the Omni concert series because I've been following your stuff for a little while and been really enjoying it, especially not just because you have like guitar videos, but you also have like music videos that you guys have done together, and it like brings a whole other kind of artistic spin and light and kind of like storytelling to it. Um, who comes up with like the ideas for the videos?
Well, we like to play pieces from minority composers.
Hmm.
Um, but also like Django, which is one of the pieces we played, is one of the pieces Teacher Chris and his duo played. So we really like that piece. So
Chris
we
Mallet.
played that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, that's a
so
fun
it's
piece.
here that we really like.
Yeah. And I saw that you recently released a video, which is one of my favorites so far of your stuff, is a piece written by a composer. I don't recall the name, but the title of it is, if maybe you can help me pronounce it. It's something to do with like the smell of rain.
Petrichor.
What is it again?
Petrichor.
Petrichor. That is such a interesting word. I love it. Like, after seeing that title, I looked up what that word was or where it came from, and I learned that uh, sharks can smell like a drop of blood in the water for so many miles away, but humans have a greater ability of smelling the rain. It like I think it's like parts per million. Humans have like this natural kind of like um, evolutionary kind of a sense of if it's going to rain or something. It's like kind of like our survival technique to find water, and I thought that was really fascinating. Was that a fun video to shoot?
Yeah, so it was by our cousin Michael.
Hmm.
So it was really cool to play it exactly how he envisioned it because we did a lot of practice run throughs with him, and like there were parts that he had an idea in his head that was different from us. So it was really cool to get what he thought it should sound like.
Yeah. And was that a big project? Did that take a while to do?
We actually started learning it a while ago,
Hmm.
but we found a time when we could have Michael there and when we could all get together and take like a couple of weekends to practice it.
Hmm.
And so just that effort took a while to schedule and things like that.
Yeah, yeah. And the location was absolutely beautiful. Was that somewhere near here in the South Bay?
We went to LA, which is where
Oh,
Michael is staying.
oh, okay.
And so we recorded on a really pretty orange farm.
Yeah, yeah. It just the whole video is gorgeous, and I encourage anyone to check it out on your YouTube channel. Um, so another video that I think a lot of us have really enjoyed is your recording of the Roland Dion's song Capricorn that you came out with recently. Have you been playing that piece for a while?
Yeah, that was actually something I recorded a couple of years ago.
Oh,
So
okay.
it took a long time for the release and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked on that piece for quite a bit. I think I played it at a couple of competitions.
Uh-huh.
Um, yeah, it's been a long time since I've played it now, though.
I can tell you put a great deal of work into it. The dynamics are just so gorgeous. Have you worked with your teacher in making those kinds of decisions and how to put those dynamics in there?
A lot of it
Hmm?
is just I run the pieces a lot, and so I
Yeah.
play it a bunch of different ways. And if there's something we like,
Hmm.
then that'll be one dynamic we keep. So we kind of pull all the little details from the different runs, and then we put those together to make um, a score that we really like with all the details and things like that.
Right. Yeah. It definitely pays off. I mean, it's such a great visually, not only orally when I'm listening to, but just how you're, I was telling Jack in the way that he performs, and then the way that you both perform as part of a duo. Everything is so um, choreographed in a way that it's so visually appealing to see you guys play. Not only listen to it, but just to kind of see your movements and your synchronicity and everything. And I can tell that you guys put a lot of work into that. Does that take a long time to kind of like when you first get your parts down, then to come together and figure out how you're going to blend the two to make like a complete polished rendition?
Yes. So for visual effects, a lot of it is the cueing.
Mhm.
And so cueing helps with both how in sync we are, but then it's also like a visual cue to help the audience know where we are.
Right.
Um, so it kind of helps both us and whoever is viewing it, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, we do a lot of videos in our backyard and things like that. Just if we think they're more nature themed, we like to do them outside, which is fun.
Yeah. It's great. It definitely creates like a really cool, artistic, beautiful version of the music. Outside of music, are you interested in any kinds of hobbies or sports or?
Yeah, I play soccer, which we can't do games right now, but we have soccer practice.
Uh-huh.
Um, but yeah, that's pretty fun. I also do taekwondo, but because of COVID-19, I haven't done that in a while.
Right, right. Do you and your brother play each other in soccer at
Yeah,
all?
we actually have a soccer goal outside, which is pretty fun. So our dog is, we go outside with our dog, who's
Oh,
like a good goalie sometimes.
nice.
Um, yeah, she kind of just bites the ball, but it's still fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do one-on-ones, we do shooting, that kind of thing.
Oh, cool. Who's the better soccer player? It's okay.
Jack.
Oh, really? Okay, I thought you were gonna say you were. There was this movie back in the '90s, I think it was, called Air Bud. Have you heard of this?
No.
Oh, it's about this dog. Its name is Bud, and it like joins the basketball team. And the umpires or the referee says, "There's nothing in the rule book that says a dog can't play basketball." And so the whole movie is this dog that's like shooting the ball by hitting its nose against the ball, and it's like making baskets, and it's the best player on the team. And then I think they did a sequel with the dog playing soccer, so it's like it reminds me of that a little bit. Oh, I also want to ask you, are there any like favorites of your like composers or artists out today that you like to listen to, or the music that you like to play?
Well, one piece I'm playing right now,
Mhm.
which is called Ever of Thee, is by Justin Holland. And I really like the piece, but I also think the composer is super cool, because he's a minority composer who was popular in his day, but right now, like we Googled his pieces and it's really hard to find recordings of some of them. So, I mean, there's Bach and there's Mozart. I mean, those kind of composers that are huge and they're amazing. But then there's also these smaller composers that don't have as much publicity. And so I think it's really fun to play those kinds of pieces as well.
That's great. They're really, really fantastic. How old were you when you first started the guitar?
I mean, on everything we say four, but technically it was the day before I turned four. So I was actually three, but no, it was pretty much four.
Wow, three. That's amazing. Do you remember your first guitar lesson?
No, but I remember, I remember Jack's guitar lessons. And then I always had a lot of fun because I would just sit there and read a book with a bowl of cereal or something. So
Yeah.
that was all.
Did you ever like play any of the games that were in the studio? Because I know like the Suzuki method, they'll often have like some games on the side or like a puzzle or something.
There was one I really liked, which was, I think it was a little alligator toy. And then you
Oh,
had to put in the teeth. And
yes.
then if it snapped on you, you lost. That one was my favorite.
That game drives my students wild. Like they love that game. Like only that in like just every time. Yeah, that alligator game. Actually, I bought one of my own just so I can have it if I ever need to like, go to a student's house or something. Um, that's really funny. What are you planning on playing for us in the concert?
Well, the first piece I'm playing is Sadaj, which is the third in a three-piece set, which is by Roland Deans. So same composer as Song Capricorn, which I played a while ago. Um, and then the second one is the one I talked about, Ever of Thee, which is by Justin Holland.
Excellent. Happy to hear a new piece that on the program. So great. Well, Elle, thank you so much, and we're really looking forward to hearing you play on our December 5th program. Thanks for spending time with me tonight.
Thank you.